Welcome back, my friends. If you found your way here today, something inside you is ready. Maybe it is ready for understanding. Maybe it is ready for relief. Maybe it is simply tired of carrying things alone. In this space, you will not be asked to relive what hurt you. You will not be asked to prove that it was bad enough. What you will gain here is clarity about how childhood abuse shapes the brain and nervous system, language for patterns you may have blamed yourself for, and grounded tools to begin healing in ways that feel safe, steady, and empowering. So before we go any further, let us arrive together. Take one slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. You are not here to perform. You are here to understand. Conversations about childhood abuse are not background noise. They touch identity. They touch attachment. They touch the architecture of your nervous system. They reach into memory, into the body, into the spiritual sense of self. And if your body feels alert right now, that makes sense. Today, we are not just exploring what abuse is. We are exploring how it shapes the developing brain, how it trains the nervous system, how it rewrites self-worth, and most importantly, how healing becomes possible. Not in theory, in practice. And I want to talk to you like someone sitting across from me at a kitchen table, hands wrapped around a warm mug, because this is not just information. This is human. Let me ask you something gently. When you were a child, did you ever feel like you were studying the room before speaking? Did you measure your words? Did you scan faces before expressing emotion? A child does not wake up wondering, who am I? A child wonders, who do I need to be to stay safe? That distinction changes everything. Stay with me. We are going deeper. When most people hear the words childhood abuse, they picture extremes, bruises, screaming, obvious harm. And yes, those realities exist and they are devastating. But abuse is not only an event. It is often an environment. It is growing up where emotions were unsafe, where love felt conditional, where truth had consequences, where your nervous system never fully rested. It can look like chronic criticism, emotional neglect, inconsistent affection, silence that felt colder than yelling. It can be the absence of protection, the absence of being believed, the absence of being seen. Psychologically, children are wired for attachment. According to attachment theory developed by John Bowlby and expanded by Mary Ainsworth, the child's brain organizes itself around the caregiver relationship. Safety and survival are intertwined with connection. So when connection feels unpredictable or dangerous, the brain does something extraordinary. It adapts. If expressing sadness led to ridicule, you learn to hide it. If telling the truth led to punishment, you learn to adjust it. If having needs led to withdrawal, you learn to minimize them. These are not character flaws. They are intelligent survival strategies. Let that sink in. What if the patterns you criticize in yourself are evidence of how brilliantly you survived? The developing brain is not fixed. It is sculpted by experience. In safe environments, a child's nervous system learns regulation. Stress rises and falls. Conflict is followed by repair. The body learns that calm is the baseline. In unsafe environments, the brain prioritizes survival over exploration. The amygdala, the brain's threat detection system, becomes more reactive. Stress hormones such as cortisol circulate more frequently. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning and impulse control, may become less dominant under stress. In simple terms, the brain becomes excellent at scanning for danger. Hypervigilance, people-pleasing, emotional numbness, explosive anger, shutting down completely. These are not random behaviors. They are the nervous system doing its job too well. And here is something crucial: trauma collapses time. When you are triggered as an adult, your body is not reacting to this moment alone. It is reacting to every moment that felt similar before. The nervous system does not automatically recognize that you are older now, stronger now, with more choice. Have you ever overreacted and then wondered, why did that hit me so hard? Your body was not overreacting. It was remembering. Healing begins when we stop asking, what is wrong with me? And start asking, what happened to me and how did my body adapt? That question alone shifts shame into compassion. Here is where many high-functioning, intelligent survivors get stuck. Insight feels empowering. Understanding the psychology feels validating. But insight alone does not regulate a nervous system. Trauma is stored in the body. That is not poetic language. It is neurobiology. When your nervous system is activated, your body moves into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Your heart rate shifts. Your breathing changes. Muscles tense. Blood flow redirects. So healing must involve the body. Let us talk about practical tools. Nervous system regulation is not about forcing calm. It is about creating signals of safety. Try orienting. Slowly look around the room. Name 5 objects. Notice colors. Notice light. Feel your feet pressing into the floor. Take a breath that is slightly longer on the exhale than the inhale. The extended exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest and digestion. In that moment, you are telling your body, I am here. I am now. I am safe enough. Safe enough is powerful. Have you tried pausing when triggered instead of responding immediately? Even saying, let me think about that, can interrupt an automatic trauma response. Choice is the opposite of trauma. And every time you slow down, you are rewiring your brain. Abuse teaches children that boundaries are dangerous or irrelevant. Maybe saying no led to punishment. Maybe expressing preference led to ridicule. Maybe asking for space led to withdrawal. So you learn to overextend, to anticipate, to manage other people's emotions. Boundaries feel uncomfortable at first because your nervous system associates them with risk. But boundaries are not walls. They are doors with hinges. They allow connection without self-erasure. Start small. Decline something minor. Express a preference about where to eat. Notice what happens in your body. Does anxiety spike? Does guilt surface? Stay with it. Each time you hold a boundary and survive it, your nervous system updates its expectations. Over time, self-worth grows not from affirmations alone, but from lived experience. I can express myself and remain connected. That changes identity at its core. There is a spiritual layer to this work that often goes unnamed. When a child is not emotionally witnessed, something sacred is interrupted. The sense of being inherently worthy becomes conditional. Inner child healing is not about becoming childish. It is about reconnecting with the parts of you that had to fragment to survive. Try this tonight. Ask yourself, what did I need today that I did not receive? Was it reassurance? Rest? Validation? Protection? Now imagine offering that to yourself. Place your hand on your heart and speak internally the way you wish someone had spoken to you. This is not fantasy. It is neural repair. Research in neuroplasticity shows that repeated emotional experiences reshape neural pathways. When you consistently respond to yourself with compassion instead of criticism, you are literally building new circuits. Let me ask you something gently. When you make a mistake, whose voice do you hear in your head? Is it yours? Or is it an echo? Healing invites you to become the safe adult your younger self needed. Many survivors avoid grief because it feels destabilizing. But grief is not weakness. It is integration. Grieving what you did not receive does not make you ungrateful. It makes you honest. You deserved safety. You deserved consistency. You deserved tenderness. Allowing yourself to feel that loss releases stored tension. When grief is suppressed, it hardens into shame or anger. When it is honored, it softens into wisdom. Conscious self-development is not about becoming someone new. It is about reclaiming who you were before survival became your primary identity. Imagine living without constant scanning, without rehearsing conversations in your head, without bracing for impact. That is not fantasy. It is what nervous system regulation, boundary repair, and inner child work make possible over time. Healing is not linear. Old patterns resurface. Triggers happen. But each repair strengthens resilience. If you fall into an old response, pause and say, that was fear, then gently correct. Repair teaches your system that mistakes do not equal abandonment. That truth can return. That connection can survive honesty. That is revolutionary. Today we explored how childhood abuse shapes the brain, the nervous system, and self-worth. We talked about adaptations as intelligence, not flaws. We discussed regulation, pause, boundaries, reparenting, grief, and repair. If something resonated, notice that. That resonance is awareness. And awareness is the beginning of transformation. If you feel that you need deeper support, more personalized guidance through trauma healing, emotional recovery, or rebuilding self-worth, I offer one-on-one sessions through my website. The link is in the description if you feel called to explore that space. You do not have to do this alone. What happened to you mattered. How you adapted made sense. Your story does not end with survival. If this message resonates, share your thoughts in the comments and join our growing community of healing hearts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Someone you know may need this today. You are also warmly invited to explore my other channels, Findings and Guided Meditations, Soul Script Affirmations, Signs of the Universe, A Detailed Guide, and Mystic Rise, Spiritual Awakening and Witchcraft Practices. Each space was created to support different layers of healing, awareness, and conscious growth. There is also a donation link in the description for those who feel called to support this work. Your generosity helps keep these conversations accessible and alive. Thank you for walking this healing path with me. Truly, your presence here, your willingness to reflect, your courage to feel, and the shared space we create together are already a gift. Move gently with yourself this week.